Oh, hello. Hi, we are back in the dormitory. It has been a month. It has been 1 month since I recorded an earlier part of this video that I wanted to put in, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm moping a lot and I'm downtrodden and I'm sad. But now I'm excited and I'm happy. I just had a big meal and I'm feeling great. Back before I left for winter break a month ago, I tried to make a video, or make the beginning of a video that had to do with like running track events, and I was going to compare it from then to now, and I went through with the whole thing, and basically it just got me kind of disheartened. I was like much worse than I thought I would be, and like, shocker, you don't like do any track events or you don't do any running for like 3 or 4 months when you're at college, and you get a lot worse at it, right? And you get fat because you're eating a lot of college dining hall food, right? So that's what happened, and I was basically like, wow, I look like a chud, and I thought, I was like, oh my god, I look like a chud, and so I'm decided I'm not gonna make that video, because I also don't think I've like done the proper training to get back into that stuff, and even haven't been even worth anything. So whatever. That made me very upset, because I was like, oh, I'm so disappointed. I really wanted to do this thing, and I feel like I'm not living up to my own expectations, right? Which I feel like something I do often is that I tend to set these expectations for myself, and then I don't end up living up to them. Almost a straight flush there, by the way. That would have been cool. But I feel like I make these expectations and I don't live up to them, and then I have the problem where that obviously like makes me upset, you know? You don't meet your expectations and you fall short of your goals, and just kind of makes you sad. It makes you depressed. Not depressed, but you know what I mean. But that sort of motivated me, right? It motivated me to want to become better and push myself to get to that point to where I want to be. And I guess that's kind of what this video is about. Over my first semester, I got a bit plump. I'll say it that way. And I want to sort of cut back again and get back to like a better spot to where I was. I've been going to the gym all the time, and I was doing that all during first semester to try and bulk up as much as possible. And now I want to kind of slim down as much as possible while keeping all that muscle on. And I guess that's kind of the thesis of this video, is that change is possible, and sometimes things may feel difficult and they may feel impossible, but change is possible. I went into my first semester. Oh my god, gross, Michelle broke already. That sucks. I went into my first semester weighing about 180 pounds, I think. I was going to the gym almost every day during first semester, only not really going when I felt like I really couldn't, because I was gonna risk injuring something, or just like so sore that I felt like I couldn't. And now I've gotten to, not now, at the end of first semester, I was at about 215 pounds. So I probably gained about, why can't I do the math? Like 30 to 35 pounds over my first semester, which seems kind of insane. But I mean, I did. And yeah, that's just kind of insane to say out loud, but I think that's really what it was. Now, I could have not been 180. I hadn't really checked in a while, but I'm pretty sure I was roughly close to that. And at the end of fall semester, I had not been doing any running. I'd been doing nothing of the sort. But I, for some reason, felt like I could go do that video, and I felt like it would be good. And it wasn't. But that failure was sort of a motivation to me. It made me realize, I guess, I don't know if realize is the word, but yeah, we'll go with realize. It made me realize that I'm not at a place where I want to be, right? And I feel like when you get to that point, no matter whether it's your physical self, or maybe like a test, or anything really, when you get to that point where you realize, I'm not where I want to be right now, and that sucks, you have a couple options in my mind. You can either stay where you are and sort of live with the pain of not pushing yourself and being satisfied staying where you are. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If that's how you want to go about it, that's fine. But the other option is that you go through the pain of the discomfort of growth. So basically the way I look at it is you're gonna have pain either way. You're gonna have the pain of being dissatisfied with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Let me start over. You're either gonna have the pain of being unsatisfied with wherever you are, or you're gonna have to go through the pain of pushing yourself and getting to where you want to be. But I guess there's like a secret Easter egg third option, right? That if you're like a brilliant Buddhist monk who's like super zen and all that, and you are perfectly happy with everything in your life, or you maybe not, that's not a good way to put it. You're not perfectly happy with everything in your life. You've accepted that things are the way that they are, and that life is an ever-changing, ever-beautiful thing, or whatever, stuff like that like Buddhists believe. If you're a secret level 500 Buddhist, you can unlock the third option, which is that you're like zen as fuck and you don't have these issues. But if you're not a Zen Buddhist monk like I'm not, then you have those two options. And for me, I am always more attracted to the latter option. I think I want to go through the pains of growth more than the pains of stagnation. And so that's what I push myself to do. Over this winter break, I have gotten back on the treadmill, and I have sort of reignited my love for running. I went to the gym today, and tomorrow I'm going to go for an extensive run on the treadmill, and it genuinely has become... It's like not one of my... It is my favorite part of the day, is when it's a day where I get to run. I run on the treadmill. When I get to run, it has become the favorite part of my day. I love it so much. And I can't believe I ever stopped. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it gives me an amazing feeling in my mind and body. It's like a clarity. It's like the runner's high that people talk about. I just kind of get to hang out on the treadmill and watch a show I enjoy and waste an hour and a half of my day. It's great. What was I talking about? I lost my train of thought, but I think what I was talking about was that I've gotten back into running. I've been staying at the gym. I've been being consistent. I've got a new split going for this, like, to begin start my cutting phase, right? And all this is to say is that I had that moment of realization where I realized I needed to make a decision and stick to it. And it helped that it kind of already aligned with my my plans I already had in my mind. I kind of already had the idea that I wanted to do my bulk over first semester and do my cut over second semester. So that definitely helped, that it already aligned with that, and I didn't have to consider that extra part too much. But still, I made that decision, and I put in the work of sticking with it. And here we are, a month later. I weighed myself right when I got home, like home, real life home, from winter break. And I hopped on mom and dad's bathroom scale that's probably like fucking 70 years old. And it said 215. And that's when I realized, oh shit, I've put on much more weight than I realized, because there's no scales here at the dorm. But I was like, oh shit, I'm kind of fat. Which is okay, but that's not what that wasn't my long-term goal, you know? So I realized, oh, okay, I'm 215 now. So I kind of got to lock the hell in. And so I did. And I weighed myself, it was like probably 2-3 days ago. And this is my first day back at the dorm. Classes start up really soon. And we lose that run, but that's okay. And I weighed myself before I came back here. and I weighed just under 200 pounds. I was like literally 198, 199, one of the two. And this run is cooked. So I get off the scale after seeing that I actually weighed myself twice. I was in such disbelief. I was like, oh my god, have I really dropped 15 pounds in just a month? That's incredible. So I get back on the scale. I think it was like 197 the first time, and then I got back on. I kind of adjusted it a little bit because the positioning in the bathroom's kind of awkward. And yeah, that's when it was like 198 or 199. And so kind of after confirming it, I was like, oh my god, I really did it. I have been able to actually lose weight. And this may seem like kind of like a no-brainer, like, what? Yeah, why wouldn't you be able to? You're like dieting. That kind of makes sense, right? You're like cutting. But ever since I started weightlifting, probably like 5 years ago at this point, I kind of lost weight initially and got skinny, and ever since then I have not been able to. And I think just the fact that I was really able to commit and do it this time after actually like putting on weight and sort of having like a genuine like plan for the future, I think that's just been very, very powerful for me, and it's very affirming, the fact that I've actually made progress already and that I can move towards this goal. Right? So to summarize, all this is to say that change is possible. And I think you have to recognize and understand that change is hard, and to see change in yourself, you often have to actually put forth real continued effort. And maybe this is just my ego talking, but I think that a lot of people maybe understand that, but they don't really realize it, if that makes sense. Like you can understand conceptually that doing something takes that effort, but actually being able to put forth that effort is something entirely different. And I think that is something that separates a lot of people. The people who are able to conceptualize versus the people who are able to actualize, if that's a word. I'm not sure if it is. But I think that is the big difference, is that you being able to actually put forth that effort is what can bring about change in your life. And I think change is a very powerful thing. I think change has the power to change. Oh my god, shocking, guys. Crazy. But yeah, I think change has the power to, maybe snowball would be a good word. Like seeing change in one area of your life can inspire you to pursue change in another area of your life. And I think that's a pretty powerful and awesome thing. And I just want you watching this on your phone, on the toilet, to be able to leave this video with the message that change is possible. Even if it may not feel like it's possible, and if it hasn't been possible in the past, you don't need to wait for the new year to begin your weight loss journey. You don't need to wait for some momentous like change in your life to do whatever that thing is that you've wanted to do. And often waiting for the right opportunity is just a symptom of fear that it won't work out. And I'm not saying this trying to say that I am not a victim, that I'm not guilty of this as well, because I am. I've done this before, where I say, oh, I don't want to do it. I'll just wait for this, or I try to find an excuse why I don't want to do it. And that's okay. Sometimes you need an excuse, and that's all right. We're human. We make mistakes. We get excuses, and that's okay. Like, genuinely, that is perfectly okay. But if you feel that spark inside you, that you have the power to change and do this thing that you want to do, I encourage you so heavily to seize that moment and seize that feeling, because I truly think that change is possible for everyone. Not everyone. Most people, change is possible for. And I think that most people category includes you watching at home. And I think that's powerful. I don't know how to end this, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're one of like the 20 people that's gonna watch this, thank you, and I will see you when I post a video in probably like another year and a half. So bye, love you.